Hey gamers, the Red Dragon here from BattleStrats.com, your #1 source for everything RUSE. We are taking a look at the map side by side. This is a 2v2 multiplayer match me and Red Bean were playing on. A few things that I'll point out here. I titled this one Peekaboo because there's a lot of places where you can hide on this map and surprise your enemy if they keep on coming after you. One thing you'll notice is he has some recon, a recon plane up over my front line, and he's able to see all my units. He sees that I have anti-tank units in the tree line. He sees that I have a recon. So you'll notice that whenever your units are blinking, that means they are hidden. But if they are not blinking and they are solid colors, as the ones up front are, then they can be seen. You'll see that as I brought anti-air up there, they ran off the recon, and now my units are blinking again. That means if any units come up on them, they are going to surprise attack them and destroy them. If the enemy's rushing infantry, I'm going to rush infantry over there to stop his infantry, because enemy infantry units will destroy my anti-tank units, so I don't want that to happen. So be sure that you have your units in a particular order. You know, I've got my recon up front to make sure that I see any enemy units. You'll see that Bean has his recon in the middle, and he also has recon on the left hand side. So our front line's pretty much covered. Nobody's going to come up on us without us knowing they're there. You'll also notice that the way I play, some people like to rush only tanks or only infantry or whatever. I like to play pretty balanced. I keep anti-tanks, I keep anti-air, I keep tanks already out on the field, at least on this match. You know, not every match you can't play it always the same way, and a lot of it depends on the map. So on this particular map, I'm trying to stay balanced, get a little bit of everything out there. One thing that's the most important when you're playing a map like this with a lot of wooded areas is you have to have recon. Don't only have one or even two recon. Be sure you have several. That way, if one of your recon units go down, you have another in reserve that you can immediately send in to replace it. You'll see I have one recon up front. I have another recon over here, kind of near the back, just hanging out, just waiting in case it's needed. The enemy is still bringing in planes, so I'm putting up more anti-air, moving the anti-air up near the front so that I'm sure to shoot down any recon that comes in, because I want my guys to stay hidden. I do not want the enemy knowing where my units are. He once again, I don't know why they sent bombers. He might have sent bombers before he realized his recon was going to be shot down. So you'll notice that all of a sudden he sends recon out front. He's now got some of my units inside, and he's going to start artillerying them. So I am taking some really cheap tanks, rushing them out there. I don't care if they die. I just want to push that recon unit back. I don't want the enemy artillerying me and getting some free kills. So I'm going to sacrifice these 3 tanks just to try to get rid of that recon, because I want to keep my units hidden. It's key for this map. And right now I'm turtling in a sense because I'm setting up this defensive measure, but you know, in the back, up front I may be turtling, but in the back I'm trying to get some resources in to build a force so I can go out there and make my attack whenever I'm ready to. So he's sending in a lot of decoy units, or it might be a her, I'm not really sure, but they're sending in a lot of recon units or decoys, so I'm just destroying those. And now I'm going to start building my super tanks. I'm playing as the French. They have the super tanks. They're really nice. I really like those. You'll see that his recon pulls up again, so I put all my artillery on it. Once again, it makes it push back, and again my units are still hidden. If you see a large force coming at you, try to target the recon if at all possible, because if they don't have eyes on you, you have the clear advantage when being attacked. You'll see he sent a huge force over from the left-hand side, and you'll see surprise attacks are just destroying this group of units. If you make an attack like this person tried to do, make sure you have several recon units in that group that you're attacking with, because when he came up on me, he didn't have any eyes on me. The last thing he had seen was that I had a few units, but when he lost sight of me, I just totally annihilated all the units that this player had. So it was a cakewalk. So once you destroy a huge group of units that is coming in to attack you like that, be sure that as soon as possible that you go ahead and you send your tanks in to attack back. Attack the enemy while they're weak. Don't give them an opportunity to build back up a huge force, because I'm pretty sure that player just sent pretty much everything they had at me. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've defended the primary attack, I'm going to counterattack. So I've got several of these super tanks in there. I really like the French super tanks. They're super slow, but they've got anti-air on them. They're hard as heck to kill, and they do a whole lot of damage. So I'm just going to go in here. This person has been defeated, so they surrender. One thing, after a player surrenders and you're playing 2v2, don't just lollygag around. Keep pushing in. Make sure you destroy all their buildings, all their supply depots. Unless you want to capture them, you can capture them and then use them for yourself. But remember that there's still another player playing in this game. Don't give them an inch. Go in there. Be sure you wipe out that player's abilities, because otherwise the player's still gaining resources and can use those units against you. So this is the Peekaboo strategy on RUSE side by side. Be sure to check out battle.u.s.e for more RUSE tips, hints, and tricks, and join up our community. We have a great, mature gaming community, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Thanks.